Hello and welcome to Geeks of the Round. I'm your host, Matt Moore. We are here discussing Batman vs. Superman, which should have been called Superman vs. Batman, considering it was technically supposed to be a sequel, but then they changed it from not being a sequel, and, well, we'll talk more on that later. Thank everyone for watching, and let's introduce the panel. Let's start with Charles. Charles, on a scale of 1 to 10, what did you think of Batman vs. Superman?
I'd give it an 8.9 to a 9.0 out of 10.
All right.
Generous.
That is generous. That is generous. How about you, Lou? What would you give it?
7.5.
7.5? I give it in general about a 7 out of 10. I still enjoyed it much more than I really expected to. I really thought it was going to suck. I hated Man of Steel, and I expected it to be more of that. And it wasn't, and so I was pleasantly surprised. 7 out of 10 is very good considering what I was expecting. So let's talk certain things. Just in general, tell me some things that you liked, Charles. Some things you liked about the movie.
Okay, well, let me just start off with this. It's jumping ahead a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and say that I absolutely loved Wonder Woman. As far as I'm concerned, she stole the entire movie. She did. Batman was kick-ass. I wasn't expecting Batman to be as cool as he was. There were a few slight issues with Batman, but I'll get into that later. And then Superman was pretty much as good as you'd expect. I mean, I'm probably in the minority here for like everybody, not just this panel, but I actually enjoyed Man of Steel, and so I mean I love Superman in that movie. I liked how dark it was, huh?
And that's why you're wrong. Go on.
Shut up, Matt.
Well, to your point, Whedon, I enjoyed Man of Steel as well, but that's another topic.
Yeah, but no. I gotta say, Wonder Woman was my favorite part. At that final part where she shows up, when Doomsday's about to do the heat vision on Batman, and she shows up and blocks it with her gauntlets, and then that music started playing, I was like, oh. I thought that was probably the best part of the entire movie. It was. What else? You know what? People hate on the guy, but you know what? Fuck the haters. Lex Luthor was badass. I thought Jesse Eisenberg was unexpectedly good. I mean, when Jesse Eisenberg was cast as Lex Luthor, I was about to pull my hair out, going like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" But then when I see him in the movie, I'm like, "Okay, you deserve a golf clap." Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was there anything else that you liked?
Yeah, Batman, like I mentioned, he is Ben Affleck as Batman, also known as the Batfleck and all that. He is by far the coolest version or interpretation of Batman that we have had. He was just awesome. There were so many things that I liked about him, but there were a couple of things that I didn't like. For example, his Batmobile would shoot 50 caliber guns that were not crowd control rounds. They were actual, live, lethal ammunition, and I swear to fucking Christ, people fucking died.
Yes.
That was the
Batman
point.
Killed people. I'm like,
that was the point.
That was the one problem I had with Batman, because in almost every interpretation of Batman, his one rule is never kill anyone.
Yes. Most times, but yes. There have been exceptions. Well, I guess in the main continuity, not really. I guess in the main continuity, he doesn't. But
well, in the current continuity, Batman's a fucking god, so I don't think it fucking matters.
Look, back to Batman's early days, he's killed.
Yeah, exactly.
So Batman killing here, maybe when Batman started out, he didn't kill.
Well,
but for this particular movie, the guy has been through war, physically, emotionally, and mentally. So
well, the thing is, they did say that he had been doing the thing as Batman for like 20 years prior to the movie.
And that is actually why I liked... Well, we'll get into that, but that's actually why I like this Batman. And I'll get into that a little bit later, because his devotion to being Batman is one of the things that actually made me like this Batman more. Lou, what did you like about the movie?
I really enjoyed Batfleck, him rock bottom the hell out of that one dude, punching the guy in the face where he broke his neck. I loved all that shit. Like Whedon said, the introduction of Wonder Woman, even though she wasn't a key player in the movie, but they used her just enough. So that was fine. Excuse me. Superman was Superman, you know.
Uh-huh.
I kind of didn't like too much of his emotional conflict, but hey, what do you expect for a guy who's only been the Man of Steel for 18 months? He's still coming to his own and learning. I really love Jesse Eisenberg as Lex. His diabolical Lex Luthor was the shit.
Thank you.
He was quirky and psychotic, which was a perfect mix of him.
Yes.
I don't know, he played a good role. People could hate on him all they want to, but I thought he was fine. Because honestly, if they would have made him, what's his fucking name, the cameraman, I think that would have just been a waste of time.
The cameraman?
Just whatever the fuck his name is, Superman's best friend camera guy, Jesse...
Olsen, James Olsen.
That dipshit.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they didn't do that. Granted, would I have enjoyed, Bryan Cranston as Lex Luthor more? Hell yeah, but we can't always get what we want.
Hell, for all we know, in the next DC movie that's going to bring in Lex Luthor, who knows? Maybe we'll do a flashback scene for Lex Luthor where we actually see his father, and his father is played by Bryan Cranston.
That would be great.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall, was there issues with some of the story? Yeah. But I didn't find pacing issues too much, but I was adamant from day one before this movie came out. I'm going to watch it. I'll probably enjoy it, but I want to see the rated R version once the rated R version was announced with 30 more minutes of film.
Well, to be honest, I'm actually looking forward to the director's cut rated R version, mainly for not only for the 30 minutes of extra content, but also the Jenna Malone scenes.
Barbara Gordon.
Yeah, Barbara. Well, it's rumored that she's playing Barbara Gordon. We don't know for who she's playing for sure.
We'll find out July 16th.
Yeah. All I'm saying is that if she does play Barbara Gordon, which I think it's fairly likely that she is, can we at least see J.K. Simmons as Commissioner Gordon?
Probably not in this movie.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I am
still fucking stoked for that J.K. Simmons is playing Commissioner Gordon. That is awesome.
Things I liked about this movie is, of course, I did like Batfleck. I did have a problem with him killing, but I think he was the most accurate. I like how they introduced Wonder Woman, and I don't mean in the fight. I like how they introduced Wonder Woman before that.
Oh, so at the party.
At the party, yeah, and I really, really liked Bruce Wayne. I know that I already said Batman, but I mean Bruce Wayne. There's a scene where he wakes up in his lake house, or whatever the fuck it is he's living in now, where there's just a random woman that they never fucking introduced in the movie whatsoever. There just is a random woman there, and that is Bruce Wayne all over. And I thought
dirty floor.
That was pretty cool. I mean, take a look at the previous Batmans. We got Christian Bale, who did a fantastic Bruce Wayne, but a mediocre Batman. And then, let's see, George Clooney, yeah, let's forget about him. Val Kilmer, yeah, forget about him too. And Michael Keaton was a great Bruce Wayne and a fairly decent Batman.
Yeah.
I mean, he
was Batman. Watch your tone.
He was Batman, but in the same way that Christopher Reeve was a good Superman and an amazing Clark Kent, Michael Keaton was a good Batman and an amazing Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Until he met Vicky Vale.
Vicky Vale.
In any case, let me see. I like that. I also already said the Wonder Woman thing. The Justice League introduction didn't really get me.
I like that. I mean, come on, guys. I like that. The only one I had a problem with was the Aquaman one. And that's just because he was just swooshing around in the water going like, ooh, look at my blue steel.
Really? So you enjoyed that poorly animated cyborg one? That shit looked like something that was made out of someone's garage.
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck both of you. Okay, I like the Cyborg.
It was pretty bad. It was bad graphics.
Dude,
I did not have a problem with it. You know what? Fuck off, the both of you. Okay.
that was the stupidest one. Because one, I can understand Flash. Oh, he's
Flash is
fat.
badass.
And pushing the guy, cool, whatever. Wonder Woman's picture, beautiful. Aquaman, like you said, swooshing around in the water like Fabio, great. But fucking Cyborg, how the hell does Cyborg end up on a goddamn slab, a piece of whatever that shit was, with no arm, hands, and all this other shit? Like,
That's his origin story.
no, it's not. His origin story is he gets hurt.
Yes, he
Trying to
gets
save
hurt.
his dad.
He loses his arms and his legs and all that other fun stuff, and his father's trying to bring him back.
That's his origin story. God
No,
damn it.
they
You
just
need to
gave
do a
us an origin
refresh.
story. He was like a slab of meat on the table, getting ready to get carved up.
You need to do a refresh of the Cyborg story. I haven't read a Cyborg comic book in over 10 years, and I still know that origin story.
Dude, they did his origin story perfectly in Justice League War for Cyborg in that DC animated movie.
Did I watch that one?
Probably not.
Well, no.
This
no.
origin story for Cyborg sucked donkey balls.
We don't have any information as to how he got hurt.
And that's what made it stupid.
But that was the whole
Why
point.
did it make it stupid? It very easily we could see that background in the actual Justice League movie. We literally what? They should have stopped the movie for 20 fucking minutes so you can get the entire origin story?
Yes. Let's hold off on the whole fight scene. And let's just say this is the origin story for Cyborg. We're going to show it to you for the next 20 to 25 minutes just because we don't want to puss off Luis Rodriguez.
Yes.
They didn't have to even show Cyborg. Think about
Yes,
it.
they did. They
They
whatever.
didn't have to show any of them.
In any case, other things I thought, Jesse Eisenberg, I actually thought was a mediocre Lex Luthor. I think the best Lex Luthor that we've ever had is Michael Rosenbaum.
For a second there, I was about to think you were going to say Kevin Spacey.
No. And
Smallville
that's
don't
just
count.
it. Is on the big screen, we've never had a good Lex Luthor. We've never
You
had.
like
Come on, Gene Hackman wasn't terrible.
He was compared to modern day times. He wasn't terrible at the time, but compared to a modern Lex Luthor, he's horrid.
All right, well, you know what? Fine. Well, what about Kevin Spacey? Do you think he's a good Lex Luthor?
Okay.
No, but it's not his fault. It was the writing.
Okay. Well, Kevin Spacey's a fantastic actor.
Yes, it was the writing.
Frank Underwood could do no wrong.
Basically.
I'm going to assume that's a House of Cards reference.
Yes, Frank Underwood for president, 2016.
But he's already president.
He's trying to get reelected.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So, where were we? Yeah, Jesse. I can forgive Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor a lot because of the fact that he's not the Lex Luthor. He's the son of Lex Luthor, which gives him a little bit of wiggle room into his personality. He doesn't have to be the Lex Luthor. But that being said, he was much closer to the Lex Luthor than I expected. He had a plan. He had a plan in case that plan failed. And now we find out in the last scene that he had a plan in case that failed as well. Which gives him basically Xanatos powers. If any of you remember Gargoyles, the bad guy in that was very Lex Luthor-ish in that even if he failed, he still won. And that's what this Lex Luthor is doing. And so I have to give it to him, and I have to give that to the writers, because I'm sure that is the writers all over, less about Jesse Eisenberg and more about the writers. What else? I love the Batmobile.
Yeah.
One of the few things I do like about the Christopher Nolan Batman movies is the Tumbler, which makes this Batmobile from Batman vs. Superman my second favorite ever. Third being the 1989 one, Michael Keaton. Because
what about the Batman Forever and Batman and Robin?
Oh God, please!
I'm about to kick you the fuck out of this hangout.
You know, I'm just messing.
God, those movies were atrocious.
Batman Forever wasn't terrible.
Yeah. Well, no, Batman Forever. That was the second one, right?
That was Val Kilmer. That was the one with Val Kilmer.
Oh, then never mind.
Yeah, Batman Returns was the second movie, and that one was done by Tim Burton, not Joel Schumacher.
Yeah, and that one was pretty good. It wasn't half the movie the original was, but it was still pretty damn good. And I'm not thinking of anything else outright that I thought was amazing.
What'd you dislike?
I was actually just about to ask you guys, what did you dislike?
Let's see. It's not really a problem with the movie itself. It's a problem with the movie's marketing. Is that that trailer that they released? I think it was the second trailer where they revealed Doomsday.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, when the Doomsday fight happened in the movie, it was awesome, but the actual build-up to it, I mean, it was pointless. I knew it was coming, and I was like, well, shit, I shouldn't have seen that trailer. I was like, you know what? Fuck off, marketing team. You don't know shit.
When they do stuff like that, it's to understand something. We're known as fanboys. We're going.
Yeah.
It's to get general audiences to go. When you see a spoiler in a trailer, it's to get the general audience invested to go see the film.
If they can't make an engaging trailer without using spoilers, then they don't know how to make a good trailer to begin with.
That's what a trailer is.
Yeah.
That's all a trailer is.
Then fine, major spoilers. Doing a trailer without major spoilers. Doomsday is a major spoiler since he was basically the final fight of the fucking movie.
Yeah, you know what else is a major spoiler? The title. Oh, you mean Batman's gonna fight Superman? That's a spoiler.
I was against the title of the movie since the get-go. I was actually hoping this movie was going to be called World's Finest, because World's Finest describes Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman.
Which is a spoiler. It tells us that Wonder Woman's going to be in it.
But it was also a bit... To the fanboys, as you put it, Lou, we would know that it has Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. But for those who are basically interested in the whole thing, they wouldn't know that.
There has been one movie that I can think of, one major movie, where there was absolutely no spoilers other than one thing. Like, there were no other spoilers, and it did well. And that was 1989 Batman. In 1989, the only thing people knew was the name of the movie and the two main stars. That was it. That was all that was released. It was the Batman symbol, Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson. That's all you saw on screen. And no spoilers came out until the movie came out. Because they didn't advertise fucking crap.
Different era.
Different era. Yeah, and that's just it. That movie made so much fucking money. That was the top grossing movie for a very, very, very long time until Titanic came out. So.
Really? Because Titanic was shit.
Titanic was a fun movie.
Made a lot of money. Some other things I want to bring up that I do like. I ended up bringing up my own review because I had forgotten some stuff. Beautiful, beautiful scenes in it. We ended up having a scene very early on where Bruce Wayne and family is being accosted. We have seen this scene so many fucking times before in so many different things. We've seen it in Gotham. We've seen it in Batman. We've seen it
every goddamn movie.
Every fucking animated movie, the whole 9 yards. But they did something different in here that I thought was cool. First off, they showed the guy's face. They showed the guy who did the shooting. They showed his face straight up, which they almost never do. And two, they showed how the pearls ended up being snapped. Not because he was pulling on them, but because they got snagged on the hammer. I thought that was a great artistic choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just found out that was done in the Dark Knight Frank Miller comic, and they paid homage to him with that scene.
Oh, really? I did not realize that. Okay.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Is anybody else going to notice that the woman that played Martha Wayne is, well, Maggie Green from Walking Dead?
Dude, and the guy who played the Papa, he's Negan.
Oh my God! I just actually, oh, oh, oh! What the fuck?
So Negan and Maggie, they had a baby named Bruce.
Come on, damn
But
it, Lou. Ah.
to your point, Matt, I thought that was the best opening sequence for an origin for Batman we've ever seen. It was quick, short, and to the point.
Oh yeah, and that's also another thing is that I didn't think that they had to show it. I didn't think they had to show it at all. But the fact that they showed it and they showed it quickly, like here it is, move along, let's continue.
Yep.
That was great. Another thing I think was amazing about this movie was that it wasn't Man of Steel, and I'll explain. In Man of Steel, you have Superman, who is the virtuous, perfect. I don't do this. I don't do this. That's how Superman is supposed to be. In Man of Steel, he doesn't do that. In Man of Steel, he goes out on the ocean for a couple of years, and yes, he saves lives, but he's not in college. He's not writing. He's not doing any of that. So they're changing his origin in a way that's not necessary. And then, because of those experiences, when he finally does become Superman, he does not go super out of his way to protect the civilians.
Technically, he hasn't become Superman yet in that movie. He put on the costume, and he gets attacked literally 12 hours later. So he's only been dressed up for a total of 24 hours. So he wasn't Superman. He was just a man of steel, which I get where you're going as far as all the other bullshit, but everything else he did, he still doesn't know. And he kind of doesn't know it in this movie yet. He's still learning on the fly.
But he does, because the second he gets a chance, he gets Doomsday and fucking throws Doomsday into space and starts fighting Doomsday in space.
Until he gets nuked.
That was what I wanted to see in Man of Steel.
But he didn't know none of that yet.
Where he doesn't know, hey, you know, I'm big and bad, and like literally like flicking my hair back behind me could kill a person that happens to be standing behind me. I'm a fucking superhero. I have super strength. I flick my hand wrong and I'm gonna fucking knock someone's head off. Fighting with the person, that makes it worse. Fighting with the person who's stronger than I am, that's gonna be worse. So you know what? Maybe we shouldn't have the fight here.
But he wasn't intelligent for that, like you said, because they kind of switched up the origin, like you put it. Now, what if he did go to college and experienced all that other stuff? Maybe he doesn't fight Zod in Metropolis and in Smallville.
What if he actually took those fights to places that didn't have civilians, such as the island, such as the building that was abandoned here in Batman vs. Superman, plus the island a little later that was abandoned in Batman vs. Superman. All these places that were conveniently abandoned. You know what? That's perfect. That works. Because people aren't fucking dying that aren't part of the story.
Well, I mean, like Zack Snyder said, The Force Awakens still killed more people than Man of Steel and BVS combined.
Are you talking about the destruction of Starkiller Base?
Actually, the destruction of the solar system that Starkiller Base killed. Over 6 billion lives.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely more than Man of Steel. I don't even know if Man of Steel broke 1 million casualties.
No, Man of Steel probably would have killed a couple, like maybe 10,000.
Yeah, I would say in the thousands, and that's because of the buildings coming down.
Yeah, exactly.
And then what was that machine called? The God machine, whatever the fuck it was.
The World Engine.
Yeah.
That thing doing what it was doing.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's another thing that I loved is the sequence in which we saw Man of Steel from Batman's viewpoint. That was an awesome scene as well.
Yes, that was great. And you know what?
Driving up and all that was cool.
I'm going to make you guys aware. Tomorrow, I'm going to see Batman v Superman for the second time.
Congratulations.
Woo-hoo!
Yes.
You're still going to be here for the Hangout, right?
For Walking Dead?
Oh, it is Walking Dead, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, because
Oh, that's right. We're not doing. Okay.
Oh, and Daredevil. We're doing Daredevil as well.
when are we doing Daredevil? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow after Walking Dead.
So that's going to be at
10.
9:30 or 10.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there, yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, what else do we have that is bad about this?
Let me see. Lois Lane.
A little bit of Lois, yeah. She kind of
Yeah.
annoyed me, but
Yeah. Well, the thing is that her performance was no different than her performance in Man of Steel, making me wonder, why are you even here? I mean,
You want her to be different? You want
no,
her to be a different person?
no. It's just she was trying to help, but she ended up screwing it up. It's like tossing that spear into the water and then finding out, oh shit, they actually need this. Well, I might as well jump in and then get trapped. Oh my
to her
fucking god.
defense, when she threw it in, Doomsday didn't appear yet. And she was only doing that to protect Clark or Superman
Okay.
because, let's be real.
She did not make any mistakes that you yourself would not have made, Charles.
All right, well, let me put it. Then here's one thing. It's a little off the subject of Supergirl. Oh, not Supergirl, but God damn it, but Lois Lane. Is that do you think Doomsday's dead?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't think he's dead because Doomsday quite literally cannot die, or at least stay dead. So
What you are referencing, I know what you're referencing. I don't know if that is going to be relevant to this version of Doomsday.
well, I don't know. I'm holding out for it. I think that he's going to wake up at some point, and now he's going to be immune to kryptonite.
I don't think they pulled that spear out of him.
It doesn't matter. It's just whenever Doomsday dies, you cannot, and he comes back, you cannot kill him the same way. To kill him, you have to kill him differently each time, with a different weapon, a different process. Just you can't kill him the same way twice.
But you know what? That's a comic book, and these are the movies. Because even in the Superman Doomsday animated series, they killed him off. So Doomsday ain't coming back. He served his purpose to kill Superman.
Well, then I'm going to say it like this: it was a bullshit idea to bring Doomsday in this early in the DC extended universe. It was a bullshit move.
As the main villain. It worked out to be the perfect villain for this movie. Because now the next movie, they're going to fight someone even stronger.
Well, Doomsday and Darkseid are among the strongest villains Superman has ever faced.
Darkseid's stronger.
I know he is, but still, Doomsday's probably like just under Doomsday's just under Darkseid.
Let's be real. Batman didn't need to be in that fight. He was just there to be decoration.
Well, no, he
didn't do shit but shoot a grenade at that Doomsday.
He was contributing by using his grappling hook and swinging a lot.
Yeah. And that was another homage to the Dark Knight Frank Miller's comic.
Yeah.
So he was like, yeah, I'm gonna stay in this corner over here because let's be real, that motherfucker almost blew me up with his heat ray. If it wasn't for Wonder Woman coming in like a superhero badass.
Yeah.
So.
Let's see. Yeah, according to the Wikipedia, he is susceptible to death by kryptonite. However, that can change. That's in the DC universe. However, that was me reading Wikipedia, and heaven knows how that can change any fucking day now. So we don't know. However, in his comic book origins, his weakness to kryptonite has changed so many fucking times that it's just crazy. It never will kill him, but it will make him weak. At least, oftentimes it will make him weak. Sometimes it won't.
Okay.
I believe I heard one of the only true ways to kill Doomsday is just to throw his ass into the sun and watch him disintegrate.
Pretty sure he has been thrown into the sun.
And so, I mean, what they pulled in the movie was just fine. I liked it. It was fun, you know. Superman did it. It's like Lex was an idiot. He creates this monster, and that monster goes to kill him in the first in his first walks of life.
Yep. And that was funny, and Superman saved his life right there. That was pretty amusing. Let me see. Other things that were bad there was confusion as to what was going on where. For example, pop quiz, Charles. What city was Lois Lane in when she was grabbing that spear?
Gotham.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Oh, fuck you. Wait, why are you sure?
Because that's where they were at. They fought.
Yeah, that's where they were at. Basically, that was the same place where Superman and Batman were fighting, and Superman went to Gotham and fought Batman in Gotham. So, it was Gotham.
It was the east side of Gotham that was empty.
Yeah. There's probably some industrial area.
Fine, be that way. The whole point was first off, Gotham was literally right across the bay from
Yeah, that bothers me because I always envisioned Metropolis being further south of Gotham. Gotham would be in the DC comic equivalent of New York City, is what I always envisioned it to be.
Metropolis is New York City. Gotham was like Chicago.
Oh, really? Okay, I did not know that.
But yeah, I mean the fact that they were right across the water that bugged me a little bit.
Well,
what's that?
Zack Snyder explains why he did that because of he changed that continuity a little bit, but it made sense because it's kind of like the equivalence of San Francisco and Oakland.
Okay.
Across the bay.
Okay.
Where Oakland is the bad part of town, and San Francisco is where all the jobs are at and all the good stuff.
And of course, I just like the fact that Batman killed. Is there anything else we didn't like?
I love the fact that Batman killed.
I can't think of anything else that I disliked.
Okay.
I wasn't a big fan of Batman branding.
Yeah. Let's talk about the individual characters. Let's talk about just Batman, what we thought of just Batman. I assume we all enjoyed the Batfleck version of Batman?
Yes.
I did.
What did you think of him not living in his mansion? That the mansion was destroyed and old and broken.
I didn't mind that, honestly, because it's like, let's be real. Say you have Batman kind of money.
Uh-huh.
Your parents are killed, and that's the home you've known all your life. Well, how old was he? About 10, 11?
Somewhere in there, yeah.
So for the last 11 years of your life, that's where you, your mom, dad, and Alfred all hung out and did things. Now living there just brings up bad memories. Even though they were good, you just don't want to be in that environment. So him not being there, I didn't have an issue with it.
My thought on that is Wayne Manor was fucking broke the fuck up, right?
Yeah. That was the only issue I think.
It did not get that derelict in 20, 30 years. It's made of stone. Something happened there. I think that it might have been the scene of a major battle. Maybe Ra's al Ghul attacked him there. Maybe some shit happened. Maybe there were explosives. I think that something fucking happened there. It didn't just fall apart on its own over a couple decades.
That could be a good point. That could be where he fought the Joker and where Jason Todd died.
Maybe.
Maybe these are things they touch on in the solo Batman film.
Maybe. And how about the lake house? Did anyone have a problem with his place on the lake?
Hell no, that house was badass.
I have one problem with it, and that problem is you can actually view that house on Google Maps, and you can actually walk through it. There is one door, and I believe it's made of glass, separating his living quarters from all his Batman shit.
Oh.
Like, one door, and it's not even hidden. He had a girl in his bed. What if she, wandered around? Hey, what's over here?
But it's Batman, dude. He fucked her to sleep.
What I would like to see is I would like to find out later that was not a random girl, and maybe it was, Talia, or it was...
Or it could have been Jenna Malone. and they're having a relationship with Batgirl.
As far as I'm concerned, Jenna Malone is 15, and she will continue to be 15 for the rest of her life. So that's sick, dude.
What? What are you talking about? She's not that old, not that young.
That's just it. Is everything I remember of her? She was young, and therefore, as far as I'm concerned, she will always be young.
Dude, I think the actress is like my age, if not a little younger.
That's how long it's been since I've seen Jenna Malone.
She was in the fucking Hunger Games movies, man.
Was she?
Yes.
Oh, okay, whatever. I don't remember.
And she was also in Sucker Punch, which that movie was fucking horrible. Oh my god. You know what? I liked Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. I liked Man of Steel. I liked 300. I liked Watchmen. But Zack Snyder, your most horrible movie is Sucker Punch. That movie is
never seen it, so I don't care.
So fucking retarded.
From what I understand, it is considerably better if you understand it before you watch it. And how you would understand it, I still haven't seen it, but I've been told, is that all the scenes in which are fantastical and made up are them going into daydreams because they are currently being raped.
Oh, that is fucked up.
All of that is made up, make-believe in their heads because they are currently being raped, so they are sending themselves off to a far-off land in their heads.
Makes sense.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Ain't it a comic or a graphic novel?
No.
I don't know.
I think Sucker Punch is entirely original.
But in any case, yeah, so that might give you something to watch Sucker Punch again for. All right, so more Batman. We end up having the house. We end up having him fuck random bitches. We have him being aloof. We have him openly hating people, like to their face, and those people still smile. He is basically a little bit more of an asshole than the Bruce Wayne we know from the comics, but only a little bit, because the Bruce Wayne we know from the comics is a bit of an asshole, too.
I loved every minute of it.
You loved every minute of it?
Oh, yeah. I don't need Bruce to be some happy-go-lucky guy in your face and all this other shit. No, let him just be the straight-up dick that he is.
All right, let's move on from there to Wonder Woman.
We forgot
did we like her introduction? Did we like her introduction where she ended up stealing Bruce Wayne's stealing thingy?
That was fun.
The drive, I think, is what they called it. The drive.
Yeah. But I thought that was a very cool introduction of the character. I like anything where, if they're going to introduce a new character, especially a female character in a male-dominated movie, you have to show that she is more than one thing. Because you have Bruce Wayne, who is Bruce Wayne and Batman, and he is a scientist, he is a fighter, he is a detective, he is this, he is that. If they had just had Wonder Woman show up and be a fighter, then we would think, you know what, it's Wonder Woman and she's just a fighter, and she'd have no depth. They created the depth before they showed her as a fighter.
Which I think was smart.
Yes. And then they put her in the fight, and even when she was having her ass handed to her,
she was loving it.
She was smiling. She had a big old grin on her face.
Because she's a warrior!
Yes. This is what she does. This is who she is. So I thought that was great. I had always kind of not... A lot of people complained that Wonder Woman should be bigger and beefier and more cut, but the thing is she's a freaking superhero. She has superpowers. She could look like me and still be as strong as Superman, because it doesn't matter what she looks like.
All right. One thing I want to bring up about that is that everybody was saying that she's not beef enough or anything like that. I thought that was not a problem for me. I mean, I thought she looked fine because, well, for starters, it's the actress Gal Gadot. She's Israeli, and which means that they have conscription laws over in their country, meaning that when you come of age, you have to join the military. So her being able to kick any kinds of ass was not into question. The only
and she was not only she was Israeli Special Forces specifically.
she was?
Yes.
Okay. But
so she kicks even more ass.
Yes, but the only issue that I had with Wonder Woman was her outfit. That was the only problem I had. I was actually, I mean, I understand it's Zack Snyder, and you got to make the outfits look all godlike and everything, which is understandable. But I don't know, just a part of my head, I was hoping for the Jim Lee costume.
What, did it show too much leg for you?
No, I thought. Well, for starters, I thought the skirt was too short.
It's a typical costume for Wonder Woman.
The skirt was longer than it actually is in the comics.
She could have had the Linda Carter version walking around in underwear.
Yeah, basically.
I never liked that costume either.
Oh, you know what? Now that I look at it again, because I do have a picture of it here. In the front, it really is pretty damn fucking short. In the back, it's fine. But in the front, literally they have a flap specifically to cover her vajayjay. So, okay, I can see that.
At least they did that.
But
like I said, she could have been like the Linda Carter version, walking around in her undies all day.
That is true.
I mean, if you look at it, most of her, I'm not familiar with her comics, but her counterpart in some of the animated movies, that's her outfit, with the exception of War, where she's wearing like a USA banner across her legs and arms.
Do we have anything else to say on Wonder Woman?
Alfred.
Okay, I don't understand how that has to do with Wonder Woman, but sure.
Alfred's next.
You want to talk about Alfred?
Did you not like Alfred? I thought Alfred was the shit.
I thought Alfred was Alfred. Obviously, we're getting the more warlike Alfred.
This Alfred, compared to the Michael Caine Alfred, I like this one better, because in that one scene where he walked into the room, he just sits down, opens the mail, and he's like, Bruce, give me some coffee, instead of it being the other way around.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. That is something that they've been introducing more and more into the comics as they've been redefining Alfred. Obviously, the main continuity still has the old man Alfred with a amazing backstory. But more and more comics have been introducing the idea of a younger Alfred whose amazing backstory is still very much in the present. As a matter of fact, I was a little surprised that they went as old as they did in Gotham, because that is not as old, but of course this is the prequel, so he will be what we consider Alfred's age once Batman becomes Batman.
And
so
this Alfred
I don't know.
built awesome tech.
The Alfred that they've been introducing into the comics still has connections, active connections, in various secret services, specifically British. Where the Alfred that we're used to, hasn't had connections in that in a very long time.
Well, from what I read on an article somewhere, I think I might have read this on Screen Rant at one point, is that the Alfred in BVS is a former member of SAS.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
And that's what they've been doing in the comics as well, but not in the main storyline. So I think that was kind of cool. I'm glad that particular version of Alfred made a movie. But I don't know. We'll see how important he gets later. I did like that that Batman ended up handing the controls of
the plane,
Batwing or whatever they want to call it now, to Alfred for drone mode. That was pretty cool. Unfortunately, we didn't see a lot of what happened to it after. I think it would have been cool if we actually saw a scene where Alfred was flying that thing around and killing a bunch of people.
But they were all stuck in the warehouse, so he wouldn't have had to fly around and kill people. Their asses beat by Batman. That scene, I can't wait to watch that R-rated version. I think it's just going to be more graphic.
All right, so from there, I've hesitated to do it, which is why I left it for last. Let's talk about Superman. Superman, better than Superman was in Man of Steel. I will say that much.
Not by much.
I think it was about the same.
You think so?
Yeah.
Mm,
There was some mild improvements, but for the most part, it was roughly the same.
did you catch the one Easter egg?
At least there were improvements. I mean,
What Easter egg are you referring to?
Remember when he caught the Soviet Union space shuttle or whatever the rocket?
It wasn't Soviet Union, dude. It was just just a space rocket. That's all it was.
It was Soviet Union because that's what it was said in the Easter eggs, and it was in the number 300 was a reference to Zack Snyder's 300 movie.
It was not the Soviet Union because the Soviet Union doesn't exist anymore.
Whatever you want to call it, dude. Czechoslovakia or the Czech Republic. Who gives a shit?
Oh my God! Oh, the amount of people you are pissing off right now.
Fuck the Russians.
I'm actually looking for a picture of it, a clear picture of it, and I'm not seeing a clear picture of it.
If anything, it's probably the Russian space program. That's all it is. It wasn't a nuclear missile. It was a space. It was a space rocket.
Ain't no one said a nuclear missile now. I didn't say a missile. I just said a rocket ship.
It was a rocket. Probably sending supplies to the ISS.
You know, it was just, it just had 300 on it backwards.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
No, it didn't. I'm
Yes,
looking
it
right
did.
at the picture.
Yeah. You know what? When we're done, I'm gonna give you the video that stated that it was a reference to 300.
Okay, that's great. It says more than 300. It says
Well,
003
it said
and
300.
it has some letters.
Yeah, and a whole bunch of other shit, but the 300 part is what they're talking about.
Okay, that's great. Was it Zack Snyder that said it was a reference to 300?
Of course, he puts all his movies in there one way or another.
In any case, so let me see. What else did we have? We had him saving things. Oh, something I hated, and I should have put this in with Batman, and I'm so sorry. The thing I hated the most about this movie, the thing that pissed me off the most about this movie, the thing that made it to where it was a 7 and not an 8, was Batman's fucking dream sequences. Those things piss me off so fucking much.
Okay,
No.
There's one dream sequence in particular that has me confused, and I want to ask the panel to find out who he is. In the vision that Batman had about that guy coming out of that portal and saying, like, Bruce, you were right about him, that kind of stuff.
That was the Flash.
I don't think it was the Flash.
It's the Flash.
The Flash. He doesn't know the Flash exists yet.
But it was the Flash.
I don't think it was the Flash because
It's the Flash.
underneath the mask it was a black dude.
No, it wasn't. There was Ezra Miller. It's Ezra Miller wearing his Gods of Injustice, that stupid video game armor.
You know what? I'm going to be able to see that scene again when I go see the movie tomorrow. So I'm going to try to find back, and when I turn out to be right, I'm going to go, boom, bitch.
The only way that could possibly be the Flash is if it were horrible, horrible writing, because Batman does not know about the Flash yet.
But it was a future version of the Flash.
Unless Batman can now see the future, unless he has a superpower, there is no fucking way that that's the Flash. It's just not possible. Literally not possible.
It's the Flash, and we're made to think it's a dream sequence, but what if he wasn't dreaming and he's just got his eyes closed and that's a vision of Ezra Miller implanting in him, showing him?
Really?
That's just it. We've already seen him have these dreams. We've seen
and
him
then
have 2 more of these.
There's a total of 3. How many did they show in the film?
3.
I don't think we got 3.
There was the cave, which was a dream about when he ended up falling into the well.
But that's not nightmarish.
Doesn't matter. It's still a dream sequence that pissed me off. It was the first one to piss me off.
Yeah, but I don't
dream
think they're
sequence
counting
where
that
the
one as
bat
part of
starts
the nightmare sequences.
circulating around him, and he flies up.
How is that not nightmarish? You're being confronted by the thing you're scared of the most. That's literally the origin of Batman. Is that is his nightmare?
I don't know.
Ooh.
Ooh, what?
I am actually looking at the picture of the person in the portal, and I'm going to have to revise my answer.
2?
That's fucking Flash.
Told you.
That is Flash. That is Flash wearing heavy armor, but that is the Flash. He has the fucking lightning bolt right on his chest. I don't know how it happened, because he shouldn't know who the Flash is. But it is definitely him. Now, here's the thing is, I don't think that that's the Ezra Miller Flash. That might be a Wally West Flash. That might be a black guy as Flash, but that was definitely Flash.
All right, I just posted.
Are you looking at a picture
video.
of it?
Yes, I'm looking at a picture of it.
Share it. I want to see this picture.
How about this? I'm going to actually screen share. There we go. Look at that shit. You see it?
Is that a still taken from the actual movie?
Yes, it is. These are the other stills taken from the movie. So that is also a still taken from the movie. That is the Flash. There's no doubt.
Okay. And that's his, beefed up armor.
Yep. So, yeah, I take it back. All right. So, I don't know how it happened, but it has happened. He hasn't seen the file yet when he has that dream, has he?
No, he has that, and then he sees the Flash file.
That is so weird. Okay. Well, we'll see more about that. Maybe there's something in the half hour that was taken out of this movie. Maybe there's something in that will explain that a little better. So, we'll see. What else do we want to talk about? So overall, we all thought it was good?
Yeah, yep. It did what I wanted it to do, entertain me.
Now, what do we think about the Rotten Tomatoes critics' reviews?
Don't give a fuck about what critics think of a movie.
That's just it. Is right now it's at like 28-29%, where our reviews are like at 83-84%, somewhere in there.
See, I think what would have happened is instead of the 424 it made. And what did it make U.S. 170, a little over 170?
Something like that, yeah.
It probably would have made another 20 million if the reviews were more positive.
And I'm sorry,
closer to 190.
Right now, the tomato meter has it at 28%, dislike it, and 72% of the audience likes it, which coincidentally is 100%. But yeah, that's just a coincidence. But that's still overwhelmingly more than twice the audience likes it. Almost 3 times. Working on 3 times.
The sad thing is Sharknado's doing better than this shit.
Yeah, exactly. So my thought is that Rotten Tomatoes should actually make it to where all of this is based on audience score, not critic score. To where their fresh score is based on audience reviews, not...
Dude, you want to laugh? I saw something last night on Twitter that showed the cinema score. Michael Bay's 4 Transformers movies have scored better than this movie.
It makes you wonder, like, what do the critics have against this movie?
One of the critics that I watch... His thing was the fact that the movie was... Since they cut out so much shit from certain places, it takes away from the pacing of the movie, in his eyes.
That's just it. I thought the pacing was, considering what kind of movie this was, the pacing wasn't bad. I mean, we've had a lot of this person versus that person, TV shows, movies, comics, whatever. And that's just it, is you always have one of 2 things happen. Either, one, they get into a small scuffle right at the beginning, and then the rest of it is them teaming up to fight a big bad. Or they get into a fight, and that fight lasts for 3/5 of the movie, and then they spend like 1/5 of it fighting the bad guy, and then the last 1/5 of it patting each other on the back, to where you never give enough attention to your actual main goal, your actual main target. This movie actually did both. It actually gave a long enough sequence, a long enough time fighting Doomsday, that I didn't feel that they were rushing it. I mean, he was on film for a long fucking time. So yeah. I thought that was pretty cool.
You know what else I found out? That Zack Snyder told one of the guys from Collider in an interview that he was a little upset that the studio made him cut the movie down to 30 minutes that they did, because they were set to release the 3-hour version. That's the version he wanted to release. He basically got Josh Whedon in Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
The studio comes in last minute and shoehorns them and tells them this is what we want instead. We need to cut it back down because I can see why if you keep the 3-hour movie, you probably don't make the 170.
Yeah.
You can't get enough people in the theater.
But now it's going to make even more money because it's going to release a second time, and it's going to make bank.
Yeah, and a lot of people really want to watch that version.
Yep. Perfect. Is there anything else we want to talk about?
Nope.
Lou?
I mean, where do you think they're going with the Justice League movies?
Oh, that's true. We ended up seeing the flash forward. There was the teaser for the deleted scene. Sorry, I'm about to pass out. I'm tired. The deleted scene that we saw, where we end up seeing what we think is Steppenwolf, which is a guy that works for Darkseid. And then later on in the actual movie itself, we end up seeing Lex Luthor saying they're coming. Obviously, I'm going to guess referencing someone who is more powerful than him. And there's not a lot of things out there more powerful than Doomsday that just fucking happened. New Gods would be one of them. So I'm thinking that we are going to see Darkseid in the next movie, and we are probably going to see the good New Gods in the movie after that.
Now, do you think Superman's going to be revived because of the Codex, or his rejuvenation power?
I think he's revived because he's Superman. I think it's that simple.
I hope they don't take too long to do it in the Justice League movie.
I don't know. You know what? They could have him be like a third act reveal.
That could work in a way. I mean,
what if? And this is here we go. Wild speculation. What if Darkseid comes and Darkseid wants the body of the last Kryptonian, and that is the story? Is they are protecting Superman's body because they suspect, due to whatever reason, that he might come back.
That could work.
I think that would actually be pretty fucking cool.
That could work. I mean, in reality, I mean, the only one who can go somewhat toe-to-toe will be, Flash and Wonder Woman?
I don't think that Wonder Woman, yes. I don't think Flash. In the comics, Flash is far more powerful than even Superman, even Martian Manhunter. However, in the movies and in the TV show, he's not even 100th of that power. And in the movies, I think it would be a mistake to make him that powerful.
This
quick, exactly. Maybe if he builds up to it after a couple of movies, that's one thing. But starting out, no.
Now, here's something that I found a little interesting. But the General is fan theory as a Martian Manhunter.
That would be pretty fucking funny, and it would be a reference to the Supergirl, kinda.
Yeah, you're right.
I was actually going to ask that. It's like, do you guys think that Martian Manhunter is going to show up in the DC Extended Universe?
You know what?
I hope that he does.
And honestly, it makes sense because you casted the guy from what the fuck Blacklist as the Martian Manhunter. He's already established in this universe. You don't have to establish him. You could just give a quick little backstory like they did this past week with Supergirl.
You know what? You know what? They don't even have to show him at first. All they have to do is just have a scene of that general sitting at his desk, eating a bag of cookies.
Of Oreos specifically.
Yeah. That's all you would have to do. And then of course the fans would see that and they'd go ape shit, going like, "That's Martian Manhunter."
Yes. I'm also Martian Manhunter because I like Oreos as well.
I do like Oreos. I just don't like getting cavities, so I stopped eating Oreos.
Oh. Do we have any other wild speculation?
No, I do not.
That will be back for the Civil War discussion.
Yes, we will.
And the Daredevil discussion tomorrow at 9:30-10.
Is that when it is? Has it been 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's 2 weeks, and Deanno said after The Walking Dead, so depending on how long we go with Walking Dead, we're doing Daredevil.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make a wager that's not going to happen, but we'll see. I'm okay with doing it. I just...
Well, we won't tell him that you'll run it.
No, I'm not fucking running it. He's running it. He made the deal. All right, so we'll see you next time. We are going to be discussing Flash, Arrow, Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Walking Dead, apparently Daredevil, all this week.
Legends of Tomorrow.
And Legends of Tomorrow. So tune in. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.